Welcome back, and today we're going to do, this is the second part of 5.1, solving systems of equations by graphing. And so we're going to immediately go to the second objective here that says by the end of this lesson, we're going to be able to graph a system of equations and identify the solution to the system from the graph. So we know how to graph equations, so the idea is that we're going to graph two equations on the same coordinate plane. And what we're looking for is the ordered pair that satisfies both equations, but how do I find that on the graph? Well, I find it on the graph because it's really just going to be the point of intersection. So I look at this first equation, y equals x, and I notice it's in slope-intercept form. When equations are already in slope-intercept form, then we are just going to use the y-intercept and slope to graph them. So what I have to do is first identify the slope, and since the coefficient of x is 1 here, see that? That's 1. Then what I want to do is coefficient of x is 1, then the slope is 1. That means its rise is 1, and its run is 1, and the y-intercept 0. So I'm going to do this in a different color. I'm going to do this in red, and I have, there's the point, there's the y-intercept, and I want to go up 1 and over 1 and make another point, and up 1 and over 1 and make another point, and so on. And then I want to graph this line. So then I graph this line as straight as I can. Okay, and this goes on forever both ways. Okay, so once I do that, I want to graph the second line, and what I notice is when I graph the second line is I got to find this, y equals mx plus b, so I have a slope of -2, which gives me a rise of -2, which means I'm going to go down 2, and then a run of 1, and then I have a y-intercept of -3, so I want to start at -3, okay, and then I want to go down 2 and over 1, and I will continue this pattern, and once I notice the pattern, I'm going to go up and do its pattern, okay, and then I'm going to graph the line to the best of my ability. All right, so there we go. And what I'm looking for here is the point of intersection, and I notice that this is the point of intersection right here, and this ordered pair is -1, -1. So this intersects at the point -1, -1. So I say that the solution to the system is the point -1, -1. See, I messed up there. And so that's the solution to the system, because I'm looking for the intersecting point, because that's the point that's going to satisfy both equations. And to check your answer, you plug -1 in for x here, you will get -1 for y. If I plug -1 in for x here, I get -2 times -1 minus 3, and I want that to equal -1, and what I get here is +2 minus 3, which equals -1, so that works. So this is the correct thing. So the correct solution, I should say. So now we want to solve this system by graphing, and we're going to check our answer. And what I notice here is this first equation is in slope-intercept form, and its slope is 1/3, so I have a rise of 1 and a run of 3, and my y-intercept, or b, is -3 here, so I'm going to go to -3, okay, and I'm going to go up 1 and over 3, and I'm going to keep continuing that trend until I get a pattern in which I can draw a line, okay. And same thing here, I'm going to go back this way. All right. And you try to get it as close as you can so you can find the correct point. Now, here's the thing. This is not in slope-intercept form. This is actually in, it's actually in standard form. So there's two things we can do. We can put this in slope-intercept form and use the rise over run method, or we can find the x and y intercept. So to find the y-intercept, I plug 0 in for, or to find the x-intercept, I plug the 0 in for y, and I get 2x equals 4, and so x equals 2. So the point 2, 0 is on the line, and then see, so let's do a different color for this line. We'll do green. So the point 2, 0 is the x-intercept of this, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the y-intercept, except I'm going to plug 0 in for 0 in for x. So I have 2 times 0 plus y equals 4, which gives me 0 plus y equals 4, which means that y equals 4. So my y-intercept is 4, 0, or 0, 4. Look at me. Wrong. 0, 4. Okay. So 0, 4 there, and then I can connect these and try to get a pattern here to draw my line. And what I'm going to notice is that line's not very straight, but what I do find out is that's the point of intersection, and that point, the location of that point is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, so 3, negative 2 is the ordered pair that is the solution to this system. So ultimately what we want to do is graph the line, and the other way to graph this line would have been to subtract 2x from both sides and get it in slope-intercept form. But what we want to do is graph line 1, then graph line 2, and find the point of intersection. So that should complete our section 5.1 lesson, and we should be ready to go ahead and work on our success packets and get ready for our 5.1 quiz.